Okay, so we're going to be doing some running around today. Want you guys to follow along. Check this out. This is what I deal with on a daily basis. Are you ready to go?
I told you I was born ready, so I don't know what the problem is.
Let's go. You can do that in the car.
Let me change my slippers into boots.
Let's do this. Uh-oh. Check out the boots.
I got my shit kickers on. Going to the right place.
Kim has been working with this client more so than me, because sometimes we work with all of our clients in one form or another, but she's been the point on this particular client.
And I've sold a lot out in Rio Verde, so I know horses. Coming from Minnesota, having animals and wildlife. I love going out here because it reminds me of being home.
So if we go to Rio Verde at 136 and go north to Dove Valley and then east at 138th. I'm a little paranoid. I never like to go anywhere with less than a quarter tank of gas. Just my personal thing. They're totally stoked with this, buying the land and building the house and having their horses, at the property. Because right now they kind of live in a normal neighborhood, and they have to go out to Rio Verde to go ride their horses. So it's kind of a pain in the butt. So they want to be able to just walk out their backyard and hop on their horses and ride. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, $53. That's exciting, isn't it? $3.25 a gallon. So I don't know what the price is elsewhere, but God, I feel like I just got ripped off. This is how realtors get fueled in the afternoon. Little Bang, what is this? Bangster Berry. Maybe I can get an endorsement. A lot of people, I don't know, lately, how do you do it? What's the secret sauce? And they think we're just gonna say well, here's what you do, but don't tell anyone. And it really does come down to the customer experience. And I wasn't involved in this transaction, but Kim, why don't you explain how you had the process with the gal that lived in her home for 39 years.
Their journey was, they were very afraid of what it was going to be like to not only take everything out of their house that meant a lot to them to pack up or give away or sell, to move to the new house, but all the memories that they shared in that house. And they also wanted to buy a new one. So you can imagine 92 years old, her daughter's in her late 60s, going in and out of homes, looking at new ones, and being able to structure a sale for them that basically they were able to stay in their home a little bit longer, close on the new one, and be able to move in at a pace that was comfortable for them. So I'm happy to announce, I guess Mom's moving in on the 23rd, and the process just went so smoothly because we were able to talk to the other sellers and talk to the buyer of their home and kind of work out a system that was comfortable for them. And they said, boy, that was the easiest thing I've ever done, buying a house and selling a house all at the same time.
People don't see behind the scenes is that there is an extreme amount of communication going on with the client, because without that, you wouldn't have been able to pull that off.
I know. Working with not only the buyer and working on a plan that worked for them, along with my seller's needs, working with the title company, the lender was intricate and making sure that their new financing was all set. I think that's the piece that people don't see, is all the hard work we do behind the scenes to make sure that they can say, boy, that was easy.
With social media nowadays, my wife and I go back and forth, and it's what's the presence we're supposed to have? What are we supposed to do? Do we show that we have, sold listings, or we're working with clients, and it gets frustrating because there's so much stuff out there. It's hard to kind of pick your lane and decide, I'm going to go down this lane. And I think I've kind of, the light bulb has gone off that it's just be authentic and be you.
At the end of the day, you think, well, everybody knows what the realtor does. Everybody knows what we do, but I think at the end of the day, they don't know why we do it, and our why and our how is very, very important. You know, my why is, and Dave's why as well, is we just want the client to be happy, and we want to make sure that this experience is what it should be. And I think that gets lost in this day and age with technology, although I love it too. I just feel like getting back down to the grassroots and showing people why we do what we do, how we do what we do, and at the end of the day, we just want them to think it was easy.
We've always had the intention of getting bigger and better, but you know, prior to me getting into the real estate world, I've gone down some different business adventures and, you know, failed miserably and lost some money. I mean, that's not fun to talk about that. Hey, I lost a bunch of money. Like, that sucks.
Those experiences have been a piece of why, you know, our business has grown exponentially, is because of those experiences. Like, you know how 100%. To handle that. You know how to handle this now. You know how to handle that now, and you handle it quicker, and you get to the point, and it just gets done.
Right now, I mean, who knows? Maybe we might have some minor losses during the week, but it's not. We're not sitting around sucking our thumb, feeling sorry for ourselves anymore, like we would have like 10, 15 years ago. Plus, you and I think have. Shit, I mean, everything that we've gone through, it's like our communication is much better. I mean, can you imagine 20 years ago?
What?
I'm a city folk boy, so I don't know how to do the cowboy boot thing.
However, I was raised on a farm.
This is a listing that we have, and it's one of those listings that typically we don't get a lot. Oh, we got a car coming.
All right.
But where are you going?
Oh.
We got seconds.
So I was raised on a farm in northern Minnesota. So kind of being on some dirt like this out in Rio Verde, which is, you know, kind of like horse property land, you know, horse property areas, kind of reminds me of home. So I like being out here.
440 to property on 138th. I have my military bearing. Usually I'm pretty good when it comes to
his internal compass.
Yes. Okay, 138. So now south.
Oh, good. I know one of his bigger concerns was.
Yeah, I don't know if you're talking about that. He's getting
What's going on?
It's like a block party. This is not supposed to happen out here.
Give me some love, young lady. Come here.
Remember your Uncle Dave?
Yeah.
How are you?
Come here, sugar.
We've been friends for a long time.
So.
Oh my God, you're too big.
I know. Look how big she got. Isn't that crazy? So yeah, I wanted to make sure that I understood this lot as I saw it online. A few questions about the well.
We always look at basically where it starts before we ever get that far. This is my Bible.
Right.
We take a scratch and we look at these and where the water flows are. Because
Well, everyone has a right to the well. The well agreement has legal provisions for each owner.
Okay.
In the agreement, which I've got a copy of that I can forward to you. So,
if here's the house, and I just want you to make a little stub of a pipe, so that after I move in, I can put in water storage for backup. And the infrastructure's there. Then I just have some guy come out and hook it all up.
Our plumber would probably just give you a quote for a couple $100. I mean, the bottom line is what you're going to do is you're going to want to tee off of it.
That's all I want to do.
Just
so it's there.
You know, being out here, it's pretty cool. Taking our client through all the different steps that's involved in the due diligence of building a home in the desert. I mean, look at this. This is the lot. You can see the one pin right there. That's one corner of the house. You have the elevation and the way that the water drains. It's quite an undertaking, and you have to make sure you point out everything to your client, because you're the one helping them, and it's very, very important to make sure they have everything out on the table so that they know, exactly what they're doing.
I'm working with Kim and Dave for several years. They sold me my last house, but this is new to me. This is a new build. This is, we're starting with the dirt, so the process is much different, and we're in a very unique area. Kim and Dave are just kind of walking me through the whole process and making sure that I understand everything as we go and that there's no big surprises, and so far it's been great, and we'll just have to see how it goes.
Okay, so this is that time of day where we get really hungry, so we're gonna do a little pit stop at one of our favorite places. You like this place?
It's time to eat.
See, she's so hungry she can't even talk right now. So let's go grab a bite.
Let's go grab
Come
a
on.
bite.
I'll do a medium with lettuce.
Cheers.
Definitely needed.
It's very tasty.
I don't know, you can't really tell people that driving around and talking to people makes you hungry. But it does. I don't know.
Well, you're talking the whole
It's a realtor
time.
thing.
You
I
have
don't
to
know.
entertain. You got to talk. You got to drive. You have to pay attention to where you're going. And, it takes energy to do that.
There's not really a whole lot of talking when you're hungry, because you're eating.
Whew, the day is done. Now for the real work to begin.
All right, this is take a jacket off. This is when we gotta get busy now.
Right. So I like my office to be a place of peacefulness and serenity. Inspirational things, goals I have behind you, our sales kind of stats on the wall there, and then of course my family, which I love very much, and probably the reason why I do what I do.
It's kind of a weird, I just ran across that photo not this long ago of me working at a gas station when I was 18 years old. It was just kind of an awakening when I saw that, because I thought I knew everything, and there was so much more to learn in life and whatnot. And I think probably maybe 6 months after that picture was taken, that's when I joined the military and went into the United States Army, and really haven't looked back ever since. And that was kind of a growing up moment for me. Everyone looks at the tip, this, oh, you're so successful, or oh, you're so great, or oh, you did this. But what they don't see is everything below the surface of what it took to get there. And I know through social media and Instagram, Facebook, you can make yourself look however you want. I think this part here, being real and really talking about what it takes to get to that end result, is the piece that a lot of people don't talk about. We do all this for the client. We've been out in the car all day. We've been showing houses. We've been active, and now it's, what is it, 7 o'clock at night. This is kind of when sometimes the real work begins. We will end up, my wife and I will kind of once again double check our calendars, kind of see what's going on for the next day to make sure we're not missing anything. The end result is making sure our client is 100% satisfied and happy with what we do. We do all this for the client, not for us. And that's the part that gets misconstrued sometimes in the grand scheme of things. It's all about the client.